Carter Hart was cleared in court, but what followed shocked even his supporters. Despite the not guilty verdict on July 24th, the NHL delivered a quiet but crushing blow. He's still banned, no team can sign him, no return allowed, and now new reports show his career may not recover at all.
It is both gratifying and unsurprising to hear an impartial and fully informed decision maker accept Mr. Hart's testimony about what happened on June 19th, 2018 as unshaken, credible, and true.
On July 24th, 2025, a judge in Ontario, Canada, said that 5 hockey players were not guilty of sexual assault. One of them was Carter Hart. He used to play goalie for the Philadelphia Flyers. The other players were Michael McLeod, Cal Foote, Dylan Dube, and Alex Formanton. They were all part of Canada's 2018 World Junior Hockey Team. The woman who said she was hurt in 2018 was called EM in court. The judge, Maria Caroccia, said the woman's story did not have enough truth. She said, "The Crown could not meet its onus on any of the counts before me. That means the court did not get enough proof to say the men were guilty." The judge also said she did not believe EM was telling the truth the whole time. She said EM's words and the videos did not match. In one video, EM said everything that happened was all consensual. She later told the court that video was not how she really felt. The player's lawyer showed videos and text to prove the woman said yes to what happened that night. The lawyers also said the woman drank alcohol on her own and made the first moves. The judge said the facts didn't show she was forced. Justice Caroccia also said that some of the things EM said did not make sense. She talked about Cal Foote doing splits with his clothes on. The judge said this made the story less believable. All 5 men are now not guilty in the court, but Carter Hart still cannot play in the NHL. Hart stopped playing for the Flyers in January 2024. His contract ended that summer. The team did not give him a new offer. That made him a free agent. Now the NHL is doing their own review. They said Hart and the others can't play until they finish checking the case. They didn't say how long that would take. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said the charges were unacceptable. But Hart's side said this is not fair. The NHL Players Union said the ban goes against their work rules. Right now, Carter Hart is still a free agent. He does not have a team. Some teams, like the Edmonton Oilers, may want to sign him, but no deals can happen until the NHL finishes its review. The lawyer for EM said she's obviously very disappointed with the verdict and very disappointed with her honor's assessment of her honesty and reliability. That means EM felt very sad that the judge didn't believe her. The woman's team said this case might stop others from telling their stories. They said some people may now be too afraid to speak up in the future. Carter Hart's lawyer said this was a hard time for him. The lawyer said Hart did nothing wrong and the court proved that. Another lawyer for one of the other players said this was a complete exoneration. That means the player is cleared of all blame. The trial lasted for 8 weeks. It took a long time because 2 juries had to stop working. One jury was sent home before the trial even started. Another jury was stopped after hearing from the woman. Then the judge, Maria Caroccia, heard the rest of the case alone without a jury. That's called a bench trial. The woman, EM, said she was drunk and scared when 5 players had sex with her in a hotel room in London, Ontario in 2018. She said she did not want it to happen but felt too scared to say no. The players said she agreed to everything. The court showed 2 videos from that night. In one, she said it was all consensual. In court, she said she didn't mean what she said in the video. The judge did not believe her full story. She said, "I did not find the evidence of EM credible or reliable." That means the judge didn't trust her version of the night. Police found videos and messages from the players talking about what happened. The judge said the players were not lying in those messages. The police chief in London, Ontario, said he was proud of EM for speaking out. He said it was a hard case, but they had to follow the facts. Even though the court cleared them, Carter Hart and the other players still can't return to the NHL. The league is taking more time to look at what happened. Many people are upset about that. Some say it is unfair to stop the players when the court said they are not guilty. Others say the NHL should keep them out because of what the woman said. Some fans held signs outside the court to support EM when the case ended. The Flyers let Hart go in 2024. They didn't give him a new offer. That means he became a free agent and could sign with any team, if the NHL lets him. Some people say the Flyers did the right thing. A few news writers said the team should stay far away from Hart, even if he didn't break the law. One article said they must distance themselves permanently. The writer said the team needs to protect trust with fans and shouldn't bring Hart back. Before all this happened, Carter Hart was a star. He joined the NHL in 2018. In his first game, he helped the Flyers win. He was the youngest goalie in team history to win his debut game. He won NHL Rookie of the Month in January 2019. He had good seasons with the Flyers and played in the playoffs in 2020. He even had 2 shutouts in those playoffs. Now, Hart is 26 years old. He last played in the NHL during the 2023-24 season. That was before the case started. Since then, he has not played at all. The NHL says it is still thinking about what to do. Commissioner Bettman said they are reading the judge's full decision before making a move. The Players' Union said the league has no right to block Hart from working. They say the court cleared him and the rules protect players who are not guilty. This case started again in 2022. That's when people found out Hockey Canada used player money to settle a lawsuit. The case became big news in Canada. After that, many leaders at Hockey Canada quit. The government stopped giving them money. Fans, lawmakers, and the media asked hard questions. The trial was long and very serious. Many people paid close attention to every detail. Videos, messages, and court talks were all part of the case. Still, the judge said the proof was not strong enough. She said the woman's story had problems. The judge said she had to follow the law. Now the legal part is done, but the hockey world is still waiting. The NHL hasn't said when they will make a final call. Until then, Hart and the other players can't return to any team. That's the terrible news for Carter Hart. The court cleared him, but he still can't play hockey. His future is stuck, and nobody knows what will happen next. Reference videos, https www.youtube.com.watch VBJUPSSJTIY3ZRBS https www.youtube.com/watch VJVL6EAEZ8.
A judge acquits former Flyers goaltender Carter Hart and 4 other members of Canada's 2018 World Junior Hockey Team in a sexual assault case that rattled many parts of the sports world.
5 young hockey stars were cleared in court, but before they could breathe, the NHL crushed their careers. No second chances. In just one day, everything changed. Careers ended, and fans across the world are still trying to make sense of it. This isn't a game, this is real, and it's not over yet.
It is both gratifying and unsurprising to hear an impartial and fully informed decision maker accept Mr. Hart's testimony about what happened on June 19th, 2018 as unshaken, credible, and true.
In 2018, 5 young hockey players played for Canada's World Junior Team. Their names are Michael McLeod, Carter Hart, Dylan Dubé, Alex Formenton, and Cal Foote. That same year, they went to a party after winning a gold medal. A woman later said they hurt her. She said they all were involved in something serious that night in a hotel room. The police looked into it, but in 2019, they said there wasn't enough proof. The case was closed. But in 2022, it came back. Why? Because people found out that Hockey Canada paid money to settle things quietly. That made fans, the media, and even the government very upset. The case was reopened. This time, it went to court. In April 2025, the trial finally began. It had problems. The first jury was let go. Then a second jury was also let go. So a judge alone had to decide everything. On July 24, 2025, Judge Maria Carocha made her ruling. She said, not guilty. She explained why. The woman's story had problems. Her words didn't match the hotel cameras. The times didn't line up. The judge said the Crown, which is like the government's lawyer, didn't prove the case clearly. The judge said she couldn't be sure what happened, so the law said she had to say, not guilty. But only a few hours later, the NHL made their own move. They didn't wait long. The NHL released a public message. It said, all 5 players were not allowed to return. The reason? The NHL said their behavior was very disturbing and unacceptable. Even if the court didn't call it a crime, the NHL said they were doing their own review. That means they want to look into what happened by themselves. Until they finish, these 5 players can't play in the league. None of the 5 players have current NHL contracts right now. They were all sitting out during the case. But even if they try to come back, they are blocked. This made a lot of people angry. The NHL Players Association, the NHLPA, was not happy. They said the league can't do this. They said the law cleared the players. And the league rules, called the CBA, say that players must be treated fairly. The NHLPA said they should now have the opportunity to return to work. They also said the players had already lost over a full season. They missed their jobs, and now the league is keeping them out even longer. Experts spoke up too. Ann Pegararo, a sports professor from the University of Guelph, told reporters this kind of move by the NHL isn't normal, but it's not the first time either. She said in 2022, a player named Jake Virtanen was found not guilty but was still let go by the Edmonton Oilers. He ended up playing in Europe. Others said this kind of decision hurts trust in hockey. People protested outside the courthouse after the ruling. Some held signs saying, I believe her. Others said Hockey Canada tried to hide the truth. The woman in the case said she felt like no one believed her. Her lawyer said she never experienced not being believed like this before. The Crown said they might appeal the judge's decision. They have 30 days to decide. If they do, the case could continue. The NHL, meanwhile, is not saying when their review will finish. They are reading the court files and looking at all the facts. Until they're done, the 5 players are still out. These players are in their mid-20s now. They're supposed to be in the best years of their hockey lives, but their future in the NHL is not clear. Let's talk about who they are. Michael McLeod played for the New Jersey Devils. He was known for his speed and face-off wins. In January 2024, he stepped away from the team. He didn't come back. Carter Hart was a goalie for the Philadelphia Flyers. He had some of the best save percentages in early seasons. He also took a leave and was later charged. Dylan Dubé played for the Calgary Flames. In 2021, he signed a deal for $6.9 million over 3 years. In early 2024, he left the team for mental health reasons. That was before the charges. He didn't get a new NHL offer after his contract ended, so he signed with Dynamo Minsk in the KHL in July 2024. Alex Formenton hadn't played since 2022. He was with the Ottawa Senators but did not return. Cal Foote played for the Tampa Bay Lightning and other teams. He was also out of action once charges were filed. Now, even with the case over, all 5 are still blocked. Some sports analysts think U.S. teams might sign them if fans don't protest, but teams in Canada are more careful. Their sponsors and fans are already upset. Law professor Richard McLaren said something important. He said even when someone is not guilty, people still remember. He said being cleared in court doesn't mean everyone forgets what happened. That's why some players never fully come back. The NHL's move has caused a big problem with the NHLPA. The Players' Union says the league is breaking the rules. They want talks with league bosses. For now, they aren't saying anything else. Hockey Canada is also still doing its own review. That is separate from the court case. It's about their own code of conduct. We don't know what their final report will say. Right now, it's still private. Let's go back to how this all started. In 2018, the 5 players were in London, Ontario for a Hockey Canada event. That's where the woman said the assault happened. Hockey Canada found out but didn't report everything. Instead, they used money from player fees to settle a civil case in 2022. When the public found out, things exploded. Sponsors left. The government cut money. The heads of Hockey Canada quit. The court case followed, and now, even after the verdict, the NHL has said no. That's why fans are calling this a career-ending moment, because even though a judge said not guilty, the NHL said you're done for now. This case is not just about 5 players. It's about trust. It's about fairness. And it's about what happens when a sports league makes its own rules. There is no word yet on when the NHL's review will finish. There is no timeline for when or if these players can return. There is no certainty for their careers. But what is certain is this: 5 players went into court and walked out free. Then they faced a bigger wall, and that wall was the NHL. Fans are still reacting. Some say the league did the right thing. Others say this was unfair. No matter what side people are on, one thing is clear. The NHL just destroyed 5 hockey careers after the verdict, and fans are losing it.